Alright, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look at tables and expressions. Now in the previous video we looked at expressions from a table, and so that's where they gave us the expression, they gave us the in number or the x value, and we had to find the out number or the y value. This time we're going to be given the entire table, all the in values, all the out values, the x's, the y's, and we're going to have to determine the expression. Let's take a look at this. So if I have a chart or a table and my in numbers are 12, 24, 36, 48, and an unknown, my outs are 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to find a relationship that exists between each one of these pairs. Now to get from 12 to 1, I'm getting smaller. So that means I'm either going to subtract or divide. Well, let's try subtraction first. So let's try 12 minus 11 gets me 1. Let's try that with 24. 24 minus 11. Well, that gets me 13. That doesn't work. I need to get a 2. So let's go the division route. So I think 12 divided by what gets me 1? Well, any number divided by itself will get you 1. Well, let's try 24 divided by 12. Well, that gets me 2, because 24 is twice the value of 12. Let's try 36 divided by 12. Well, that gets me 3. So that seems to work. So whatever my eggs number would be, I divide that by 12, you can see here consistently, and I get my cartons. So if it were E number of eggs, I'd have E divided by 12 to get my cartons. All right, let's take a look at another example here. And let's go with this idea of an in and out chart, or an X and Y, as I referred to earlier. Now, I want to get from 9 to 11, 10 to 12, 11 to 13, and 12 to 14. Well, it's increasing, so that leaves me at adding or multiplying, or maybe a combination. Let's try addition first. So if I start with a 9, what do I add to get to 11? Be a 2. If I take my 10 and add 2, I get a 12. Ooh, that's what I want. Let's see if it works with 11. Alright, so it looks pretty consistent. So whatever my number is on my x side, I add to get my outside or my y. So if my in number is an x value, I take my x and add 2 to get my out number. Another term, another way that it might look is this. So you have your position, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth, and then the value of that position. Now your position is your x, your value is your y. So if we're thinking it goes from 1 to 3, 2 to 5. So how do I get there? Well, I'm either going to add or I'm going to multiply. So let's see. 1 plus what gets me 3? That'll be a 2. Does that work for my 2 position? 2 plus 2. That gets me 4. Ooh, I need a 5, so that doesn't work. So let's try multiplying. 1 times 3 gets me 3. Let's try my 2 position. 2 times 3 gets me 6. Ooh, that doesn't work either. I must have to do a combination of the two. Well, let's try, how else could I do this? Well, I notice that each one of these is one more than a double of my position number. So let's try times 2. 1 times 2 plus 1, well, that's a 2, plus 1 is 3. 2 times 2 plus 1, 4 plus 1 gets me a 5. So far, so good. 3 times 2 plus 1. Ooh, 3 for 3. Once I hit 3, I have a pattern. So it looks like I had to take my x number times 2 plus 1 to get my out number, or my y. So this would be 2x plus 1. Your x value times 2 plus 1. So that's given a chart. Sometimes you might see it to where they give you just a pattern and you have to find it. Best thing to do here, put it in a chart. You've got your position, which is your x, and your value, which is your y. Well, in our first position, we have a 2. In our second position, we have a 5. Third position is an 8. Fourth position is an 11. And then what if we had an x, where it works every time? And from this point, you just rework it the way that we work the past charts. Going from 1 to 2 is up, increasing, so either add or multiply. If we add 1 plus 1 equals 2, let's take our second position. 2 plus 1, that's a 3, that's not a 5. See, what else could we do? We can't double it, because that doesn't work every time. So let's see, if we could take it times 3 and minus 1, does that work? So if we take 1 times 3 minus 1, 3 minus 1 is 2. That works. Let's try 2 times 3 minus 1. 6 minus 1 is a 5. Ooh, that works too. Let's try one more. 3 times 3 minus 1 is an 8. Looks like we've got a pattern. So if it's an x, we had to take our x value times 3 minus 1 to get our expression. All right, now it's time to try some on your own. Go ahead and do the practice.